Hey you guys, welcome today. We are, I'm nervous.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm so nervous. I don't know why this freaks me out, but probably because it's not scripted and it's not me teaching. This is the real life. This is Jonathan. If you guys haven't met Jonathan.
Hi.
We did a video about 8 months ago when I first was able to bring him home from his 9 to 5. And he left that business behind. And I thought this would be really cool to do a check-in because we've had enough kind of real life happen inside of home, business, the whole deal, to be able to share what it's really like. So, hi Jaya, nice to see you. I did pull this up so I could see your guys' questions if you had any, but I think I can read if I squint. So, you can hear us. Just tap some hearts or put a number 1 in the comments if you can hear us, because we're using an external microphone and I wasn't actually sure. I keep seeing this and thinking that it's my hair. Okay, I don't know.
No, you're good. You look beautiful.
I'm being such a weirdo. Oh my God. Okay, so this is going to be a really great video to share out for anybody who's married. Because we were talking about okay, what are we going to talk about? We got some questions that came in, so we're going to answer that. Thank you for the ones. I appreciate that. And I was just saying, I think the main thing that needs to be talked about is really how to have a relationship when one person has this entirely other world. And I think that women who are in business online, we feel that this is a movement. And I think there's a lot of questions for what does that mean inside of a marriage? And what does that mean when you have a partner who's not, Jonathan doesn't even get on Facebook. He doesn't even do social media at all. And so you can imagine that my world is kind of well, I don't know. I'll ask you. What's it like for you?
Well, your world's a little bit different because I'm not on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
Or even at all.
At all.
But the main thing is just trust. You just got to trust your partner. And I kind of saw the vision early on because I saw, how much you put into the business and how much you gave to your clients and just your tenacity and your kick-assness.
He just said kick-assness. Hi, Tony.
So it was easy for me to get on board because I've always trusted your intuition. And that's been a big driving force in this whole thing.
Yeah, but what about, thank you, and I received that. That's huge. And what about when I've wanted to do what seem like maybe crazy things or invest a lot of money? And has it been hard for you to really trust the vision when it's not in place yet? There is kind of no proof that it's going to work, Yeah,
with any investments, there were times when I was maybe that's not the best use of an investment. But ultimately it just really came back to trust. And I just trusted that you knew what you needed at that time or whatever time it was. And, I just got on board.
Well, okay. But has there been
It's so funny.
I just say yes, and I feel like you're being like a really good politician right now. Would you guys elect him as president? We look awesome. Yay, Samantha. Thank you. Yeah, Jonathan for president, you guys. Was there, hi Nikki, was there any investment in particular that you were kind of what the hell, and this is, I'm not on board with this? Has there been anything you weren't on board with?
Oh, man.
Be honest. Real AF, right, you guys? Real AF for the win.
This is real, yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of the first big ones was a website investment.
Yeah, that was big, too.
To a webpage developer. And I even had a friend that kind of offered to do us one with a good deal.
Yeah,
do us a website. And Jaya opted to go her own way, and there was a little disagreement, like normal, anything that couples.
The disagreement looked like this. I'm gonna go with the other one that's the $6,000, and your friend who will do it for $500. I'm not gonna do that.
500 now.
Was it $1,500 or something?
No, half price.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't realize it was that much, but Yeah, that was kind of another one of those where I just wanted to work with them because they understood my vision. And your friend, like, definitely did not understand my vision. He didn't. But regardless of the circumstances.
Regardless of all that,
Yeah.
you have all the information inside your head that tells you what you need. And I don't know all those things.
Yeah.
So I trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
your intuition is
It kicks ass.
badass.
Yay! My intuition is badass. Here, look at his muscle, you guys. So there we go. That's better. Now you're not staring at the ceiling. So I had a couple questions come in via the pages that I posted this on. So I'm going to ask those to Jonathan. I think they were mainly for Jonathan. But if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below and we will answer them, because I think I only had about 3. Maybe you needed to come get the vibes before you knew what to ask. But seriously, if you have a partner, if you're married and you have a dream of wanting your partner to come and support you in your business, like you have a big vision for your business, ask us questions, because you guys, we didn't have any rule book to this. We've been figuring it out along the way, and nothing is right or wrong, but I think there probably are things that I would have liked to have asked. So feel free to do that. Take this opportunity to really ask those questions. So the couple questions that we got, it's really funny because they literally were like the same exact question. Mm-hmm. So I'll just ask it in one form. I recognize you guys who asked the question, so hopefully this covers it for your answer. But it essentially was like, how did you know this was the right thing to do? Right? Like, how did you know that it was going to be smart to quit a 9-to-5 that was regular income? At the time when Jonathan quit back in December, did I even hit the 10K month yet?
Yeah.
Once.
So. Once.
Like, I had hit 10K in my business one time before. We were like, okay, this is it. I'm doing this. And it's not like every month after that was a huge month. I mean, in fact, in April, I purposely didn't make money because it was the month 1 year since my father had passed away, and I was like, I'm not making money this month. I'm just taking that pressure off. And I think I made like $1,500. And so there has been this like so much trust. And I think when you ask that question, like, how did you know? There is so much that we did not know. And we still don't know. So that's kind of like the groundwork for it. But why or how did you know that it was a good idea to do this?
To take the leap.
To take the leap, to quit your secure job, to get rid of our health insurance, to change money-making rules, to change childcare rules.
I think it comes down to 2 words: impact and potential. What's so funny?
I don't know, I just think that you should be president. Okay, I like it. Impact. You guys got this? Somebody write in the comments, impact and potential. Okay, let's keep up with them.
Because I was able to see the impact that you were already making and the force that you were making that impact with. And coupled that with the potential that we both knew,
Yeah.
it seemed like the right thing to do.
So it's kind of like the roll of the dice, but with evidence or with like a gut feeling, or what?
Yeah, if I hadn't seen that you weren't so committed, and you were just tenacious and you were just giving it 100%. And when you see that kind of commitment, you can't help but get on board. So, and we needed to take that step, and it's exciting. People all need to take a step in their lives where it's risky.
Yeah, it's true. And we aren't really, afraid of risk. Like, Jonathan moved from LA to be with me in Portland, and we'd only been dating for like 5 months, and he proposed to me after 5 months. He moved his whole life. It's not like that's totally out of our character, or either of our characters, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
But you were definitely not an entrepreneur. I mean, you were like, you had a 9-to-5. You had flexibility inside of that. Like, I think you're secretly an entrepreneur. But you had that comfortable lifestyle where you could look forward and project what you were going to make. And so like, how has it been for you moving into that? Because granted, you guys know I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years, so it's not that scary to me. Like, I know money will come. I know how to make money, even if I didn't make money the month before or whatever. Like, that doesn't matter to me. So it is different for you. So how is it for you to have that like uncertainty inside your income?
In some ways, it's better than getting the same amount every month.
Yeah, well, that's true if it's a crappy amount.
I mean, if it's a crappy amount, then life is just crappy.
Yeah, that's true.
But it really just comes back to trust. You know, and you're just so committed. So there's no.
So you don't question, like in April when I was like, okay, I'm gonna just take the month and create and grieve my father.
Happy.
You're okay.
I was happy.
You guys, I'm gonna look at your comments here so I don't have to squint. And hold on a second, I'm gonna pull up because I saw a couple of comments come in. So just give me a second. Ashley says he practiced, didn't he? I know that's what it seemed like, right? Like, and then Becca said, "Make America Jonathan again." You guys, we need a new wave, don't we? Jen, impact and potential. Okay. Lisa Marie Robinson says, also seems like it works because you two communicate with each other, and that is huge. So that is really, really big, because part of what really made me want to do this video is for you, right? It's not as much like because we were like, we just like look good today, let's get on video, right? It's like I always am thinking about, well, what does my audience need to hear? How can I take what my experience has been and use that in some positive way and share it with you? And so part of this is that I totally understand what it's like to feel like you're on an island, to be having these big visions and these dreams for you and your business, and to maybe your husband is not on board, or at the least he just doesn't totally get it. And so put a number 2 in the comments if you've had the experience where you want to invest in something, where you want to take your life to the next level, but maybe your spouse or your partner doesn't see it fully. Because I think that's totally normal. And this communication piece, sorry, got a little message there, that Lisa's saying about the communication is so huge. And something we were talking about at lunch, because yeah, we did talk about what we wanted to say. I mean, we didn't script it out or anything, but part of what I wanted to address is that it is totally about communication, because everybody knows the big challenge in relationships is growth. And if there was no growth and everybody stayed the exact same from the day you got married, there would be no issues, right? Unless you had issues the day you got married. And so it's all about your growth. And the more communication you have when you're growing. And so, for example, there has been multiple times, so back me up on this. Get on, tell me if this is true, that I'll be like, okay, Jonathan, I'm taking it to the next level. This is the next phase for me. Like maybe when I start speaking on stage, or maybe when, now I'm going to open my high vibe zone and I feel like it's this whole other world I'm opening up to in being a leader in a different way. And so like I will sit him down, and usually he doesn't know what I'm even talking about. Like he doesn't know that it's coming, but I'll be like, it's coming. I am up leveling. And when I up level, it kind of sucks for everybody sometimes, because everybody knows when you hit that resistance, it's really hard. And so I always warn him. Is that true?
True.
Does it help you that I warn you? Or is it still kind of like, oh my God, what is happening? Or what?
That helps.
Yeah. So I do think that that's really huge. And when I think what happens really often is that you change, and then you're like, what the fuck? Like, why is nobody else changing? And you're mad at other people. And so this has happened where I'm just like, I wish that he was going to be the one changing, and he's not, because it's me who's doing the changing. And I do feel like it's really your responsibility when you are actively growing to keep your partner updated on that growth and like what you can expect. Like, this is going to take more of my time. I might be like, maybe we aren't having sex this week. Like, that might not go well, but
yeah.
But for real, it takes a lot of energy, and because the name of the game is focus, and whatever we're focusing on becomes more, then it's like it's not always possible to focus on the relationship. So if you can communicate that and help them not take it personal that you're doing X, Y, and Z, and maybe it seems like you're growing and changing away from who you were, at least you can give them, some foreshadowing into that.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
The more communication that you can give your husband about what's going on, the better. That's definitely true.
Yeah. Do you think that if I didn't do that there would have been times that you would be kind of scared? Because don't you think at the core, everybody just wants to be loved. And everybody wants, like, you don't really want me to change. If you married me the way I was, you wanted me to be that way. And so, like, it's scary. It's scary because I feel like you could maybe think that you're losing me. Does that... You didn't?
No.
That's
No.
good. I'm going to cry. I don't know why.
Don't cry.
Okay, I'm going to see if there's more questions here. Okay. Communication for the win. Ellen, so my husband is more than willing to switch roles, and I feel some pressure, but I do have guidance as he does. I do have the guidance.
As does he.
As does he. Okay. Ever feel pressure, Jaya? Ellen, that's a great question. And there have been a few times where I have felt pressure, and I'll say it, right? I'm like, I feel all this pressure, but it's usually because something's not in alignment, and it's me, like, I'll sometimes get burnt out or feel like I'm working too much, or I haven't gotten to work out in a few days, and then it starts to feel like pressure, but it's not truly the pressure of making money. So I don't think I really ever feel that pressure, because I know that if I sink into that and focus on that's going to repel the money from me, and that's not what I want, right? So I purposely choose what I focus on, and I'm having a really crazy deja vu right now. Like, really intense. Like, this has definitely all happened before.
From last time? Oh.
No, it's not. I think it's...
Oh, from a past life?
No,
Wow.
no. I don't know. Okay, so I think it's easy to feel pressure, but I think it stems more from not really taking care of myself and not having all my ducks in a row and support that I feel like I need. So that is the answer to that. Let's see. I'll go back a little bit because I think I missed a lot. Okay, Jackie Perez, what's up, girl? Tap some hearts if you're still here. Jackie says, how do your schedules work? I feel like I couldn't concentrate if both my kids were home with daddy. Oh my God. Yeah, that's effed up. For real. We have a tiny house, so pretty much you guys are like in our whole house. Our bedroom's right there, our kitchen's right there. And so, and Ava has her own room, but it's like, yeah.
Luckily,
Go ahead.
Luckily you have an office that's secluded from most of the house.
Yeah.
So if you choose to stay in your office, you'd be okay 90% of the time.
Yeah.
10% of the time, Ava's going to come in.
Yeah.
And want to be with you.
Yeah, it's hard because Ava misses me. Just like if I went away to work, then she misses me, but I'm home. And so she'll come down and want to be with me. And then Jonathan sometimes just needs help or needs a break. Like, he's trying to cook dinner, and maybe I've had clients or I'm filming something, and right? Like,
yeah, it can definitely be hard when we're all home at the same time. So I try and not be home
all the time.
Yeah.
So like today, Ava's at my mom's. She goes to my mom's one day a week, and then in the fall, we're gonna get her in a program where she's gone. So he's not gonna take care of her all the time because he actually works inside the business too. So we could kind of open that up. Part of our schedules are just what they are, and we just work around it. And mostly, I love that they're here, and I love being able to come upstairs and be with them, but I would definitely be lying to say it wasn't hard, because it is. And I feel like I never have time to decompress because I just do my thing, and then I come upstairs, and then Ava wants me, and I'm right in the mix. And that is actually really hard for me. So we're working on building in her being away more, and her having a play date. Actually, we're looking for someone in Portland to do like a swap where she has a friend come over and then she goes over there. That would be really cool. So hit me up in the comments if you have any ideas about that. Do you have anything else to say about that?
No.
All right. Did he practice? Jen Corner says, do you pay him? No, I don't pay him. We have one bank account. In fact, I don't even have a bank account. In fact, you guys, I don't even have access to money except a credit card. It's really, but
It's all been engineered.
yeah.
It's all going smoothly.
Yay, Jackie. It's all fine. So Jonathan is our CFO, and he takes care of all the finances. And that means sometimes I kind of don't know what's going on, and I need to ask him because I try to keep up with what's going on. But I don't pay him. We don't do any separate money.
I pay myself.
How do you do that? I didn't know this.
I don't know, Ben and Jerry's.
He pays himself in Ben and Jerry's, and that is not a lie. Chubby hubby, of course. Okay, let's see. Any more questions? Jessica Regan says, I have a hard time with individual growth and in it ended a magical relationship. Is there anything... Why can I not read? Is there anything...
Is there any way I can reconnect with my lost loved one?
Oh, wow. That's a whole different ballgame. I don't think I can answer that. I would be like, that's a great question, but we'll have to do a actual relationship live. And I don't think I have enough information about that. But I would say that I agree with you that it is hard to do the individual growth thing, and it really comes down to taking 100% responsibility for yourself at all times, even when you're mad at the other person. So this is something we work on. Mm-hmm. Right? This is kind of like a soft spot for us. Because I think it takes a long time to learn that. And you guys, this is my third marriage. So I have been around the marriage block, and I've also been to marriage counseling a lot. So I kind of have a lot of practice in that. And I think it's really hard. I think it's really hard for people when you get your buttons pressed to not want to blame someone else for you feeling that way.
Yeah, well said. I have nothing more to add.
Oh my God. He's not a big talker, you guys. I'm trying to I'm trying to get him. Okay. Anybody have a direct? We're good. Becca says, I love you guys. Late to the live. Wait, let's see. Johanna says, late to the live. Is your business a corporation? You want to speak to that?
No, it's not. Not yet.
He knows that. Anybody else have any questions? Jackie says, well said. And let's talk a little bit about what it's like to go in phases. So you guys, you have an online business. Yes, actually, if you have an online business, put a number 3 in the comments and tell us. And do you relate to things going crazy when you do a launch, or when you're creating a new product, or you're just shifting or pivoting in general? Because we are doing that right now. And so when we were talking about what we want to talk about, he kind of was saying stuff like, well, I was asking him, well, like, what is it hard for you? Like, what's hard for you? And he was kind of saying, well, it's hard for you when you work all the time, or if you're burnt out. And I was like, you cannot say that, because part of my whole brand is like about lifestyle and being high vibe. But let's be honest, is not always high vibe. Is not always super easy. Because sometimes there's periods of rapid growth. And so right now I'm going to be launching my High Vibe Zone membership collective, and it has been a lot of work. Even just this masterclass that I'm putting on, and put a number 4 if you're coming to my masterclass. Woo woo!
Yes.
On Wednesday. But just like creating that masterclass was like, it takes so much from me that I definitely have less to give when I come back upstairs and it's dinner time, and I'm like, it's really hard to balance it all when you're in this creative place. Yay, Carla's coming to the masterclass. Yay, Jackie. All right, you guys, that's awesome. But I wanted just to give you guys kind of like Jonathan's version, even though I told him he couldn't talk about it, but I'll let him talk about it. You know, what it's like, because it definitely is so much energy, and it's a lot of space being held for other people on my part.
So you want me to talk about what it's like when you're doing a launch?
Yeah. Like now, like what's it like for you right now? Because I've been in like creation launch mode for the last month and a half, really.
Well, everything's kind of turned up a notch.
Yeah.
So I just have to be understanding, and we have to communicate ahead of time that that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Because there may be times where you might bite my head off about something.
That's true.
It's wasn't really true to begin with.
Oh, God. All right, here we go.
No, but I just need to know what's going on ahead of time, because it can be a period of, like you said, rapid growth, and a lot of work and a lot of tenacity and commitment. And so, it's important that I have my own things. And so when those times come, you can be segregated. And I always ask you what you need. Yeah. I always make a point to ask you what you need. At any one time, I just say, hey, what do you need right now?
No, it's true.
And that's important.
He does that really well, and I also asked him to do that. And so there it speaks to the communication and being able to ask for what you need, because I think we've had a conversation specifically where I was like, just check in with me and just ask me what I need, because I do get irritable. I would say that's my number one flaw. If we're going to be honest. I'm really a nice person. I don't think I've ever said anything to anybody to hurt their feelings on purpose, ever. But I get irritable and bitchy. I get hungry, and I just want everything to be how I want it to be right then. And that is definitely hard. And so that's kind of like that foreshadowing of, I know, I can predict that that's how it's going to be. For example, his dad came to visit a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about how long he could stay. And I'm like, okay, I have 4 days in me. And then I'm going to be bitchy. I just know it. So let's just not make Jaya bitchy and work within the boundaries. But I don't think that's always easy. And I'm kind of needy AF and sensitive in some ways, or I get irritable. So it is hard to, it's amped up, like you said, during a launch. As much as I'm excited and putting all this together, then it does get this constricted feeling where you have to meet those needs. You have to have the downtime and have the workouts. And it's hard to fit it all in, though, because it's easy to feel like there's always more to do.
Yeah. It's always an exciting time too. I'm always excited to see what's going to happen and how it's going to progress. So it's good. It's all good. We're blessed.
No, we are really blessed.
It's been a really happy time. It's been really fun to see you grow.
Thanks, honey. He's gonna cry. He's gonna make me cry. Oh, let's see. Let me not cry and see what Jackie said. Jackie says, speaking to my soul sister, the husband would definitely say that I am the same way. Yeah. Holla for my highly sensitive sisters out there who need shit to be your way. And then we can rule the world. Am I right or am I right? Yes. So let's wrap it up with anybody else have another question, or I'll ask him a question. Thanks for the love and hearts, you guys. Look at all the hearts. Aww. Anybody else have a question specifically for Jonathan? We'll take that and then we'll wrap it up. There's about a 15-second lag. So they're just hearing that. It's kind of weird. Isn't that weird? I'm looking at an iPad to look at your guys' comments because otherwise I can't see them. But yeah, to touch on the blessed, I do a lot of focus on gratitude, especially when I do get that out of alignment and not feeling good. I always bring it back. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. I just need to get back into gratitude. And that's, gratitude for the win. So I have been feeling that. I'm like, this is so crazy. Jonathan gets to be home. He used to be away all the time. He slept away from the house 1 day a week and was driving all over. It was really hard on us. It was to the point when he was working that I didn't feel like I could keep going the same way it was. Something was going to have to give. And I don't know what that was, but it was not easy and it felt not fulfilling. Right? Mm-hmm. So to reflect back and look at 8 months later, Jonathan is so much happier. He has so much less stress. And he gets to play tennis a few days a week and be with Ava you know, all the time, and him and Ava are thick as thieves. It's really amazing. I'm just like, you guys do your thing. I don't know. You look like him, and just have a good time.
Did you get that from me?
I don't know.
That's my saying.
You know, it's true though, and it is like, it's just like there's so much to be grateful for. So yeah, of course there's challenges, but I usually feel like I just love you. I mean, we're really loving with each other, and I just give him love and feel like how lucky I am that I get this like big, strong, beautiful man, and he's in my corner, you know? And I was not doing this before I met him. I found him. I put a lot of energy into manifesting my husband, which is a video I did. It's on YouTube. You guys should look it up. But and then when I found him, I was finally able to really step more into who I am now. And I feel like it's because I do have so much support, and I would just be looking for him if I didn't have him. And then I wouldn't be here serving you all the way I do.
Wow, that's very sweet.
It's so true though. I would just be like manifesting, laying in bed, like visualizing what it would feel like to have you. And now I get to have you. So I work on appreciating that.
Me too. I work on appreciating having you.
All right, you guys, let's see if any questions. I said I'd answer one more, so we'll see if any more came in. Rosa says, it's so hard to even open up to have anyone in my space, which keeps me single, but it's okay because I'm busy. Yeah, girl, it's the right person, though. You have space for the right person. Coming in late. Okay, you guys, so we'll wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here. I think we'll have to do these like once every 6 months or something and keep you guys updated. It's definitely a journey.
Yep.
Of course.
An exciting journey.
It's an exciting journey. And I just want you guys really to take from this that if for some reason, you know, your spouse isn't supportive and doesn't totally get it, like just keep going. Because there were so many times that I wished that Jonathan would be a few steps ahead of me and pull me along. But the truth is that I'm the leader, right? I'm the one creating this vision. This is my journey, and I feel honored that he walks beside me, but I can't expect him to lead the way on my journey. He's leading the way on his journey, and hopefully we can walk at the same pace. But it truly is each of our own responsibility to step into our own truth and express it fully. And so I feel like that's the work, is like finding somebody who's willing to do that with you and continually doing it and not expecting them to understand your truth before you fully even recognized it yourself. So that's the core message, really. And thank you guys so much for hopping on live. If you got any value from this at all, share it out. I know you have soul sister entrepreneur friends that probably need to hear this too. All right, you guys, and I'll look so forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday.
See you guys.
Bye.